Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon or morning, and welcome to Roseld Court at 675 Roseld Avenue, the home of the Braha home, the beautiful Braha home, as you can see. Slightly clearer skies than we had expected this early in the morning, but a beautiful day for tennis nonetheless. The crisp 72 degrees. Again at the Roseld Court Invitational here to benefit the Jersey Shore Hatala, an organization that we'll talk more about throughout the course of the day. And starting off here today early, we have the first semifinal, and on the near side of the court, Victor Dweck has organized acrobatically the angle of the camera that you are seeing right now. On the near side of the court, we have Joey Dweck and Jack Sitt, who we were here for their quarterfinal match on Friday. A dominant performance, which they won 6-2, 6-3. And on the far end of the court, we have Mark Benjamin and Mars Zaytouni. Looking forward for a good one today. A couple notes, pre-match notes. Joey and Mars play together often, but this is only the second match ever that Joey and Jack are playing together. The first being that fourth quarter final. But it was a dominant performance. You'd never be able to tell that they hadn't played together before. The righty forehand of Joey, the lefty forehand of Jack, working seamlessly together to put together just a tremendous performance against the Deal kids, Al Harari and Gabe Abadi. Looking forward to another great one today. First semifinal, and then the second semifinal of Jeffrey Sutton and Elias Abadi against Charles Sack and Isaac Sasson. Charles having joined us in the booth on Friday, so definitely rooting for him. Other pre-match notes: Jack Sitt on the near side of the court in the black, good friend of the broadcast, joined us at the second Grand Slam of the summer in the finals of the Center Court program, the Pro-Am, which was a tremendous event, won by one of our semifinalists, Jeffrey Sutton. So definitely looking forward to having him on for the second match. Of course, bears noting, U.S. Open going on right now, round 4 in progress, starting at 11 today at the National USTA Billie Jean King Tennis Center in Flushing, Queens. We have reports that Jack Sitt will be attending there, and that's why the match started this early, but it worked out beautifully. The weather's beautiful, not too hot, not too cold, not too sunny, not too shady, no shadows. Everything is shaping up to form here for a beautiful first semifinal at Roseld Court. Of course, in the chair, we have chair umpire Hector. We were downing him on the last broadcast. Didn't think he would be willing to get out of the chair to mark a spot, but he did it. So the utmost respect to him going forward. Notable family in the crowd. For Joey Dweck, we have his father, Jack Dweck, and his uncle, Seymour Dan, two great tennis players in their own right. For Mark Benjamin, we have his wife, two sons, looks like maybe his mother, in attendance. For Mars Zaytouni, his wife, Sarah. And for Jack Sitt, his father, Joey. And now Marcel's father, Gabe.
The guy was unbelievable in the first set. He played like the set of his life, and then literally the first point of the second set, he like started slamming. Weird. Very weird. He played awesome in the first set.
A couple seconds left here on the warm-ups. All smiles. Hopefully nothing too intense going on here, but we do know how our community gets about their tennis, very serious. Jack Sitt has reached his chair. Joey gonna take another second here. Note that Mark Benjamin chose M on the old racket flip. No coins present. And he lost. It was W. You're always supposed to pick W. So Joey and Jack will serve first. Yet to see who will take the first service for that team. But Mark and Mars chose to stay on the far end of the court to start off. Obviously, we'll switch on the odd games. We'll see throughout the day who we get into the booth with us over here, obviously. A few minutes from starting our first semifinal here at the Roseld Court Invitational. Again, 2 semifinals back-to-back this morning, which will be followed by the finals tomorrow, Labor Day, Erev Rosh Hashanah, Monday morning. A interesting strategy for tournament organization, a 3-day tournament, in order to ensure the highest quality of tennis is played. A brilliant move, revolutionary, and maybe one that other tournaments will take up in the future, as it looks like we'll have Jack sit to serve first on the near side of the court, all black. Wilson racket, Nike outfit, bright orange shoes. We alluded to the Neon's use of the sit. Obviously, his brother David using the bright green racket. Jack going with the bright pink or orange shoes and the yellow soles for service. And you'll see a lot of that today. The Mark Benjamin one-handed backhand deep return, which he has perfected. Tremendous first point there, Joey, with the slick, smooth hands at the net. We saw a ton of that on Friday if you want to go back and watch that footage of the fourth quarter final. Joey absolutely ready to jump on anything he can, but a good point nonetheless. 15-love, first game of this first semifinal. Jack took a little off his first serve, went with the kicker to Mark, who I've personally never seen miss a return to service, so looking forward to keeping an eye on that today. Just missed. Excellent second serve there from Jack Sit. The kicker to the backhand of Morris. Too much for him to handle as the ball flies out. 30-love, first game. Not sure yet if you can see the scoreboard next to the chair umpire. Hector to his left, to your right. But obviously that would be a good way to keep score here. Again, best of 3 sets, 3 tiebreak sets. Serve just missed. Here at the beautiful Bras Roseld Court, center court. Second serve from Jack. What a second serve there. Catching the outside of the tape, it looked like from my perspective. Court side here. Tremendous serve. 40-love. First game. Beautiful, nice large crowd filing in the early going. You wouldn't expect such a crowd at 9 a.m. on a Sunday, but here they are. And like we always say, the Syrians, they love their tennis. As the return from Zaytouni goes wide, hasn't been able to get a racket on one so far yet. First game to Sit and Dweck, looking to continue their dominance from Friday afternoon. We'll have to find out if they practice together or if they're just going at it straight up. We've been here for about an hour watching warm-ups. Very impressed with the quality always, as we said. Feels like a Pro-Am. The quality is that of a Pro-Am. But there's no pros. Just our own Syrian community. And here's Mark Benjamin to serve. Wow, what a point there. Great first serve from Benjamin. put away from Zaytuni, dug out by Sit. Just a tremendous point. Hard hitting, fun to watch. And here we go, Aussie. The first Aussie set of the match. With Mark serving the lefty jack. Going up the tee to the backhand first. Second serve. They do not come out of the Aussie. And the booming return from Jack Sit right at Mark. Mark hits it too long. Not something he often does. But a tremendous return there from Jack, friend of the program. Wonder who we will be getting in the booth. Oh, good serve there from Mark. Off the tape. And we got 5:30. Just the second game of this first semifinal. Again, the scoreboard is at the far end of the court, next to the chair, if you can see it. 5:30, love one. Chip return there from Jack. A strategy we've seen employed multiple times, goes across the... wow. Jack Sit, feeling it in the early going here today. 5:40, love one. And Mark and Morris doing their best to avoid coming down into a hole early, but for Jack and Joey, it's more of the same that we saw on Friday afternoon. Big second serve coming up here for Mark. And Mark, as the return on the lob from Jack, falls a little short. Mark has perfected the lob. That's a strategy we saw him employ on his way to a semi-final defeat at the first Grand Slam of the summer at the ABN to be Invitational, and that's a great return. Great return there from Jack Sit, setting up his partner. Textbook doubles tennis, as they jump out to a 2-love lead in the early going. Joey Dweck will serve. Just like I said, more of the same from Jack and Joey. Unbelievable serve right into your living room. Inside the tape, the end of the mark, clip the tape. Got a bird's eye view of it. Just a perfect serve. Love 15. 15 love, as you can see on the scoreboard. Another great serve catches the back of the tape. Mars coming to look at it. Just another great serve there from Joey. 2 for 2 so far. 30 love. 2 love. Another great serve. Return goes long. 40 love. This is turning into a beating rather quickly. Let's see if Mark and Mars can bounce back. Just missed that serve. First one he missed today. 3 for 3 till that point. Serve and volley approach. Works to perfection. The volley too much for Mark to handle and sails long. 3 love. Sit and Dweck. Mark Benjamin, notably in the early morning, came all the way from Brooklyn for this one. You want to come in? And we got 15 minutes to save you 15% or more on car insurance. Jack Dweck reminding me to do the Geico ad read. 3 love here for his son Joey, and Jack Sit. And just a dominant performance so far. Great, Vic. Continuing what we saw in their 6-3, 6-2 victory against the Deal Boys on Friday afternoon. Again, if you're wondering where this beautiful, scenic tennis court is located at 675 Roseld in Deal, New Jersey, Ocean Township, Monmouth County, New Jersey. As the return from Joey goes along on the Mars A2 second serve, and it's just the first point these guys have lost in a while. 15 love, love 3. Mars yet to get his first serve to go thus far. 15 love, second serve. As the return sails along again, and you wonder if it's a little bit of the off-speed stuff from Marcy that's throwing the hard hitters, Joey and Jack, off on the second serve. 30 love, love 3. Morris and Mark looking to get on the scoreboard here in the early going of the first semifinal of the Center Court Invitational. Good shot there by Morris into the alley. Too much for Jack to handle as it sails along. 40 love game point. 3 chances here for Mark and Morris to get on the board and keep it at 1 break. In the Aussie set, finally Mark gets a first serve to go. Forehand return from Jack into the net, and they're on the scoreboard here. 3-1. Sid and Dweck. Jack Sid will serve again. Dominant first service game for him to open up this semifinal. We'll see how he does in his second. Again, the lefty serve. Really penetrating serve through the court. Doesn't go with the kicker as much as you would think a lefty would. And it really plays out to his benefit. Just long is that first serve. Jack, a friend of the program. Good cross-court backhand. Good volley, but not good enough as Mark comes up on the approach. Sends it right down the middle, and love 5. First lead in a game that Mark and Morris have had. Trying to break back and get back on serve here in the early going of the first semifinal after a dominant first 3 games from Sid and Dweck. Good serve there from Jack, and Mars has been having a lot of trouble with the lefty serve of Jack, friend of the program. 5-all. 3 serving 1 here in the first set. Joey, right where he needs to be. 35. The Aussie set working out quite well for both sides when they've decided to employ it. 3-1-35. Jack serving all the way from the doubles alley. Mars finally gets a return back. Let's see how he finishes. Joey just all over the place. Not hitting a volley and leaving his post, rather getting back into it. Able to finish the point with a beautiful lunging drop volley. 45 to go up 4-1 and get a chance at putting this set early. Just another great serve there from Jack Sit. They held to 5, 4-1 in the first set of this first semifinal, and Mark and Morris on the changeover are going to do their best to get it together. Mark's got a hold serve, and you just go from there. Only down 1 break, so we'll get probably 2 chances to break back and get this thing all knotted up. Rob, you want to join us for a few minutes?
Don't be nervous, Rob. Nobody's listening.
And we're joined in the booth during this changeover by Rob Braha, host of the tournament, coordinator of the tournament. Rob, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Joey?
Let me fix this for you. Try again.
So who's watching this?
Well, I actually have absolutely no idea who's watching this. Victor Drek is in charge of the streaming and this stuff. I just come and talk.
Is it a possibility that there's 0 people watching this?
Certainly,
Okay.
certainly a possibility that there's nobody watching this,
Okay,
but
that's fine.
we're happy to be here nonetheless, Rob, and great job as Mark Benjamin will serve at 1-4. Some movement here in the crowd. Calling out Joey's dad, Jack. And Rob's getting himself comfortable here. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So the return from Joey goes along. Good first serve there from Mark. You can just hear the beauty of the nature here at center court. And that's the shot Mark has mastered, the lob. Huge for doubles tennis. Yep, just long. I think that was the right call. 5-all here at 1-4 in the first semifinal, first set here at center court. Mark looking for a big first serve here. Good return from Joey. And Hector getting out of the chair. There's Hector. It was out, I think. Yep, just out. Chair doing his job, coming out even with the missing step on the chair. Doing a great job, Hector. 5:30, and it's getting late early here in this first set for Mark and Morris, going to the Aussie set. And it's long, and Jack Sid is just teeing up on the shots from Mark Benjamin. Jack was here early, was here practicing early. He's not messing around, trying to get to the open in a quick fashion. 5:40. Oh, good hands there by Mosey at the net. Beautiful drop volley to save the first break point. Back to the Aussie set they go. Not sure if I like this. Oh, that's just an excellent serve there from Mark out wide. Giving Jack a little too much trouble. Saves a second break point and we're at deuce. What a return there from Joey. Oh,
wow.
just the veteranship of Mark Benjamin showing there. Into the alley he goes.
Yes, you see
Set
Mark
game
take
point.
great pride in holding his serve from down 540. He fights back, and now he has the edge.
Oh, and a good serve up the tee. Switching it up a little bit there. Still goes to the forehand of Jack, and that's a huge hold there from 540. 4-2 now. Keep it at one break. Mark looking to maybe get a change of racket.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's going to make much of a difference in this set, but it may be a point that we could look back at and say, remember when Joey and Jack had them 540 break point up 4-1?
That's right, Rob. Rob, you made your name known as a leaf blower on the tennis court. It's an interesting strategy, and we're going to have to talk a little bit more about how you get the leaves off without getting the clay off.
Yes.
As Joey misses
Yes.
first serve, up 4-2 in the first set.
Blow the clay off.
Oh, and there's Mark teeing up, going right at the backhand volley side of Joey as the volley goes long. Love 5, and here's an opening for Mark and Morris to make things interesting here in this first set.
Just a quick little tip, if you want to keep the clay on while the leaves come off, you have to make sure the ground is wet.
Excellent.
And the clay won't blow up.
That's a huge yes. And on a beautiful court like this with trees surrounding it, just the epitome of nature. Great serve there from Joey. Oh, and the backhand jumping volley there from Mark Benjamin, showing off the athleticism in the early going here, trying to expound on that window at love 30 here, 4-2. And yeah, so as I was saying, this nature-filled court, you can get a lot of leaves, especially at a time like this during the fall. As the return from Mark just set Jack up perfectly to put for a put away. Good job by Mark Steven, get his racket on that. 5-30, 4-2, first set. Oh, and Mars Z teed that one up and ripped it. Just couldn't get it over the net. He had it. 30 all.
You want me to get some? This way?
Joey sporting the Rafa Nadal logoed shirt today. Different from the all-white he used on Friday, and Mark just frames that return out. Game point here after being down love 30.
And you could
For
see
Joey
there
and
Joey
Jack.
Dweck mixing it up. He went there with a second serve, spin serve, and he came in to put the pressure on Mark with the return. And Mark hasn't been used to that on Joey's second serve, so when Joey actually pulled off that maneuver, it forced an error out of Mark.
And that's the key. The mental side of tennis is equally as important when the players playing are this good. Just a great serve there from Joey, and that's the game. 5-2, rattling off 4 straight points after being down love 30. No problem there for Joey Dweck. Mostly the great serving, setting up his partner for volleys, and just premier doubles tennis, exactly the way you want to play it. Now they're a game away.
Nice. Yeah, again, we see one of the players taking pride in holding their serve. The game was right there, seemed like it was in the balance, 30 all. And Joey Dweck first forced the error by Mark and then came in with the power serve on Mars Zaytouni and forced 2 errors.
Morris doing a great job. He was the first one to hold serve for his team, but you're seeing he's having a little bit of trouble on the return side. Any pointers for him? Maybe take a step back, maybe catch it on the way up.
He's normally a great returner. I would just say that, you have to credit the serving team.
When you do interviews, do them in the car. I cannot film over here. When you do the interviews, do them in the court because we cannot video over here.
Oh, and the overhead from Mark just goes along. Love 30, and again. Oh, there are deer. We were talking about the nature of the court. Sure. That's right. Vic is up on top of a roof getting the shot that you're seeing right now.
Wow.
Oh, and is that good?
Wow.
Mars going to check out the spot. That was the best return of the tournament so far, and looked like it hit tape. Beautiful shot, and just a triple set point out of nowhere here for Joey and Jack. We didn't see that one coming. Unbelievable return to go up 1 set to love here. First serve misses. Service return just a little long. First break point, first set point saved there for Mars and Jack. To save 3 in a row is no easy task. Let's see if they can pull it off. Here's Mars. You need to start by getting your serves in. There's no point if there's no serve. Let's see what Mars can do. Oh, and the beautiful mid-court drop volley from Jack Sit ends the first set, 6-2. A dominant performance highlighted by 2 breaks of serve for Jack and Joey. They're not even going to sit down. They're standing right on the court. They're ready to go to the second set and trying to put it away. As we got some music going. Just a dominant first set performance. More of the same from Jack and Joey that we saw on Friday afternoon, where they won 6-2, 6-3. Here we are at 6-2, first set. And the second set about to get underway. Jack said he'll serve to Mark. And you can just see the beauty of the court here on a Sunday morning. Sun starting to creep through the trees, and we'll have a second semifinal where guys might have to the second semifinal where the players may have to deal a little bit more with shadows and sun. But for now, the court is just perfect. And there's Mark going for a cut return. Unfortunately into the net, 15 love here. And the importance of an early momentum shift towards Morris and Mark is vital. Jack and Joey had to drop a set this tournament. Oh, and Mark going for the poach, just the shot from Jack below his knees at that point. Just impossible to put a good volley into the court, and Mark knew it. 30 love. One set to love. Just long. We were talking about Mark's love and seeing him go long is slightly concerning. 40 love. Jack's hit yet to be broken this tournament. Serving phenomenally. The lefty serve giving a lot of guys a lot of trouble. Notably, all black outfit matched his grip to his shoes. And Morris just having a tremendous amount of trouble picking up the lefty serve of Jack. One love here in the second set, 6-2. First set, all in favor of Jack and Joey, a dominant performance thus far. Mark Benjamin will serve, and needless to say, a vital service game. Mark Benjamin, the tennis teacher, the pharmacist, the savvy veteran, looking to have a dominant hold here in order to keep his team in this matchup. Family, friends, all in attendance, thank God. Beautiful crowd here, even though it's early on a Sunday. People have things to do, but this is the place to be. Oh, and just a booming forehand there from Joey Dweck. Two of them right at Morris. They're in the Aussie set. Just an overpowering forehand there from Joey. And Jack is no different. He likes to tee it up, especially on a second serve, which is coming here. Oh, and Joey, perfect positioning, putting it away. Love 30, and it's getting late early here in the second set. Just the importance of holding serve is tantamount here, and if you don't do it, it'll be a quick match, and we're getting on about maybe. Oh, and just an unbelievable top spin, cross court forehand return from Joey. All in a day's work. These guys don't look like they're even breaking a sweat. Just a tremendous return into the alley from Joey. Oh, just missed there from Jack. About 6 inches outside the line. We got a bird's eye view of it over here as Rob's joining us in the booth yet again. Good first serve there from Mark. Exactly what they needed to save another break point.
Might this be another Houdini act by Mark Benjamin? down from love 40, coming back now to 30-40, taking pride in holding his serve.
Let's see. He's got one more to go here. Oh,
And yes, he did it again.
and now, Rob, was that a dead spot in the court, or you think it was just a
Absolutely
spin?
not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Jack was flat-footed there waiting for the ball to come to him.
Rob takes utmost pride in his court care and his court services, and you can just tell how it pays off here. Just a beautiful, beautiful court on a Sunday morning. Was there tennis played here yesterday, Rob? Just long, and they're a point away from coming back from love 40.
Nothing noteworthy.
Nothing noteworthy, and Rob kept all the people begging him to use his court yesterday. He kept them off because the center court, Roseld Court Invitational, was the most important thing going on this court this weekend. 2 matches today. This is the first of those. Oh, and just perfection in terms of doubles tennis there. Great serve from Mark. Great return from Jack to save the game point. And then Mark had nothing he could do. Joey Dweck just there. Put it away with 2 hands. No chance for Mark to get there in time. And we're back to deuce at love 1. Just long.
Wow.
Oh. Morris was there. He was there. The fourth break point of the game here for Jack and Joey. Definitely important to put this one away. All he said here for Mark and Morris. Oh, and just a great point there. Jack at the last second taking his eyes off it. It goes into the bottom of the net. And another break point saved. And Rob, you were talking about this in the first set, but perhaps at love 1 here, saving this game could be a momentum shift that these guys need. Oh, and just a good serve out wide. A little bit different than what he's been doing previously in the game. Perhaps throwing Joey off just a little bit. And that's just, Rob, the importance of getting your first serve in is just, it's the most important thing you can do when trying to hold. And there's another one from Mark. Oh, and just a great save, great hold of serve there from Mark and Morris to get to 1-1 here in the second set after dropping the first 6-2. They were down love 40, a couple of other break points throughout the game, and just Mark, he locked in, he made his first serves, he approached when he had to, he was willing to hit with Jack Sit, who was, teeing up forehands down the alleyway, trying to pick off some angles, and Mark was just there, hitting it back, and they finally were able to pull out the game, which is huge for them.
That was a huge game. Fall down a break early in the set against these 2 guys.
It's over.
Exactly.
But they didn't. They held 1-1, and now, you see this in professional tennis quite a bit, and Jack and Joey will try to avoid this, but having a bunch of break point opportunities, not being able to hold on. Sometimes even in the professional level, you have trouble holding serve your next time out. Let's see if Joey has any trouble here. So far, so good. You just got to put it behind you. and that's exactly what Joey's doing here. 30 love, just a booming volley there.
They gotta move in. The returning team needs to move in.
And we're joined here in the booth from Friday's special guest and tournament coordinator Charles Sacca, who will be partaking in the second semifinal in just a few short minutes here, depending on what Mark and Mars have to say about it.
I'd like to see the Benjamin team move in a little bit on the serve,
Just long.
especially Zaytuni, because Joey's just serving it and coming to the net. Any high ball is an automatic winner. You'd like to see them try to stay in and cut off an angle for Joey. Otherwise, it's just too easy.
Agreed there, Charles. My only concern, Mars has been having a lot of trouble with the serves today, not picking them up too well off the racket, and that was just a tremendous serve. No fault of Mars.
That's
Joey
just a
and
great
Jack.
serve. The
Yeah,
tee there.
Exactly. Joey and Jack are just serving it at an unreal pace, but you got to get him in before you come to the net, I guess. 45 here, 1-all in the second set.
Chance here for Mark. No, Joey's coming in. Can he cut off that angle? Let's see. Just
Oh,
like
there
that.
you go.
A great point.
Exactly what Charles ordered. Exactly
They
what
need
Charles
to do
dialed
that.
up.
Whatever they just did, they need to do that every time.
Keep coming up to the net on Joey's serve. It's key.
Mark cut off the angle on the return, stepped in, got a volley, and a put away. Zaytuni needs to do the same here.
First step is getting the return in. Okay, second serve here for Zaytuni. Step up a little bit. Rip it off, cut off an angle somewhere. Come on, Mars. Here we go.
Serve's coming.
Oh, goes down the alley. Oh, and just into the net it goes. Something I've been extremely impressed with, Charles, is Jack Sitt's ability as we get to 2-1 here in the second. Jack Sitt's ability to dig out overheads, whether it's on the forehand side or the backhand side. His instincts are so good. He's always able to, windshield wipe, get one back. It's been extremely impressive, and it saved them a lot of key points, including that one.
Jack's been really solid today. I mean, I think he's playing perfectly. He's getting his returns deep, and he's serving very well. I mean, that's a recipe for success for the Dweck-Sit team here.
And with the change of sides, Charles, you obviously have your work cut out for you in the next match with Jeffrey and Elias. Isaac is Isaac here yet, or?
I think he's coming from Brooklyn. He'll be here in a couple minutes.
It's interesting to hear Isaac Sasson coming from Brooklyn. It's not something that you hear often.
I think it was a little bit of a COVID scare, but I think we're past that. So
Okay, that's good.
hopefully we'll be all right there.
That's good.
I think the key for us against the Abadi Sutton team is to do the same, is to step in on the serve and cut off the angles and get to the net.
Do you think it's an advantage here to be watching this match to get your thoughts together and figure out what the best way is to play in your second semifinal?
I do. I know the other team is definitely warming up for like the last half hour, so different strokes for different folks.
It's the mental. We were talking about this with Rob earlier. The mental side of the game versus the physical side of the game. You guys are taking the mental approach here, and
Yeah.
Jeffrey and Elias taking the physical side. As we're joined very close by Jack Sitt, friend of the broadcast. Just a clinic these guys are putting on, yet to be broken. Charles, I don't remember exactly if they were broken on Friday, but I don't think they were.
I don't even think they faced a break point today.
Just unreal,
Yeah.
unreal display of tennis from Jack and Joey, and they're showing themselves as a force to be reckoned with. And the way things look now, we'll be seeing them. We'll be seeing them tomorrow.
That looked out.
That did look out to me as well.
Victor
Oh, and
confirming the call. Not getting up from the chair from that one.
just clipped the back of the tape, and Jack Sitt saw it. Didn't call it out. Great serve there from Mars, and he's got to rattle off a couple more of those to hold his serve here.
Mars is used to a rally kind of game, so he's used to hitting from the baseline. That definitely worked against the Leon Harari, Jason Hannon team, but against this team, you really need to attack the net. So I'd like to see Mars try to go to the net a little bit more.
Got to make an adjustment. That's part of the game, making an adjustment.
Good ball there by Jack. Well,
30 love. It's not as easy as it looks, Charles. It's not as
not
easy
as
as it
easy as it looks. That is true.
Mark, you know, the veteran presence in the tournament, the veteran presence out here today. Coaching his teammate Morris, who's
Yeah.
younger, doesn't usually play in a lot of these tournaments.
Talk about the mental game. Mark Benjamin definitely has it. He knows. He's a strategist.
And the return goes long, and we were talking about this during Morris's first service game. The hard hitters of Joey and Jack having a little bit of trouble with Morris's second serve, which comes in significantly slower than they were waiting for. To the Aussies have 40 love. 1-2. Yep, just long. Oh, and the slice return, we have yet to see that.
Ooh.
Good strategy.
Good play by Jack.
Forcing Morris to come to the net on Jack's terms, which is an interesting
Especially
way to do
against Morris, who it's more of a flat ball, not with a lot of topspin. That usually creates a high volley, which usually is a put away. So
40-15.
good strategy by Jack there.
Especially on a second serve. And Morris sends that one long, and they just need one here, Charles. You can't get broken in the early going here, so.
Morris, I think Morris is going to come up with a big serve here.
Key point, up 40 love.
They need a good serve here by Morris. Let's see.
Just misses. Another slice return from Jack. Strategy worked the first time, and the volley just goes into the net. Jack cannot believe it. Cannot believe it, and we're at 2-all here in the second set. Charles, this game script is similar, very, very similar to that we saw on Friday afternoon. A 6-2 victory in the first set. All guys holding serve to start the second. You think there's a match, and then Jack and Joey just turn it on.
You'd like to see Mark get a little aggressive here on the serve. He might as well try to go for it here. You'd like to see him. Mark usually has the signature short return cross court. You'd like to see him try to get aggressive.
Jack yet to be broken this tournament, and a great serve and volley approach. I think Mark wasn't sure if the serve was in. Was waiting for a call, didn't get it, and then just to put away any lapse is going to give Jack Sid an opportunity to put the point away.
Would love to see
friend of the program, by the way.
Would love to see Morris hit a forehand here. Step around his backhand a little bit.
He's got to get the returns in. Just what the doctor ordered, but out wide.
Yeah.
It's just a focus of, even if it's a matter of chipping it, just getting the return in for Morris is a key. 30
As
love.
you said before, easier than it looks. Jack's serve from the naked eye does not look fast, but the amount of spin he puts on it is ridiculous.
Return from Mark goes long, and again, the dominance of Jack Sid on serve here today and on Friday afternoon, and it's starting to look like tomorrow as well. 40 love. A hold to love there for Jack Sid. We've seen it a bunch of times, and it's equally as impressive this time. 3-2 here in the second set. Already won the first set 6-2. Looking to make quick work. I think Jack has a U.S. Open to get to.
Yeah, Jack would love another 10 minutes to this match here.
And then we got highlights of the U.S. Open today. Daniil Medvedev is playing Dan Evans on Ash.
A lot of upsets today so far in the U.S. Open. I think Medvedev could be the only ranked player playing today.
I think we got at the night session.
Night session.
During
the day, I think.
I think you might be right. In the night, we got Gajevchich going during the day. He's playing. Novak's playing Jensen Brooksby tomorrow. A lot of upsets throughout the draw.
Been an exciting Open.
So I'm trying to figure out for myself whether to go tonight or not. We got Auger Aliassime Tiafoe going on Ash. The first match at 7 p.m.
Joe, I think you got to go. There's no other time. the issue is the only other chance could be the women's semifinals Thursday night.
Not interested. Not interested.
I think a Tiafo OJ Aliassime could be a reasonably priced ticket and a good match.
I agree, and especially when you get an American on Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, something to see.
We saw it last night in the Shelby Rogers Ash Barty match.
What a match! Getting behind Rogers.
Yeah, that
All
was
North
impressive.
American match there.
Yeah,
American against the Canadian.
now Barty is actually
I'm saying the men's match.
Oh yes, the men's match. That's
Aliassime.
right. Interesting way for Barty to go down up 5-2 in the
I
final
saw
set.
That was crazy.
My mother-in-law, who's a big tennis fan, could not believe it. She felt really bad for Barty, and
Yeah.
you saw shots of Barty after the match, just in shock, up 5-2 in the final set. Number 1 player in the world, clearly a great tennis player.
Yeah. It looks like she's effortless out there when you watch Barty play. Like she's not, even breaking a sweat, but
Yeah.
kind of like Federer-like.
And the next thing you know, it's
down
over.
she's
and
down
she-
7-6.
And she lost. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the schedule today as we're taking a little break. Mark needed an ice of the knee. Jack Sid is just hanging out with his wife and his mom. Just chilling. No rush. We made it like Jack was in a rush. Doesn't look like he is. A good women's match to start off the day at noon. Svitolina and Halep.
Nice.
Svitolina obviously married to Gael Monfils. And Halep, a Grand Slam champion in her own right. Oh, yeah, Diego Schwartzman we got playing in the day, the 11th ranked player in the day, against
the Jewish player.
That's right.
Schwartzman used to warm up at the JCC in Buenos Aires.
We'll talk a little bit about the Tsitsipas fiasco
match.
going on over here.
What a match.
Alcaraz taking him down on Friday afternoon, right when we were here on center court.
Yeah.
Um,
Alcaraz looks like a Syrian kid that you may see in Shah Etzion.
he's definitely a Sfaradi from Spain.
Yeah.
I
18-year-old.
actually, in my senior year, I took a class called Sports Economics, and for my final thesis, I wrote a paper on tennis
Really?
and the big three's effect on tennis. And I mentioned Carlos Alcaraz as one of those guys that's going to come up, a student of the Rafael Nadal Academy.
Speaking of Nadal and the big three, they said he was very into that match from his home in Mallorca, really rooting on Alcaraz. And literally during the entire broadcast, they spoke about Nadal. How much the guy was loving this.
As the shot from Mark goes along, and yeah, I mean, Alcaraz is a Rafael Nadal Academy guy, so
He
huge.
kind of reminds me of Djokovic. I mean, his style of play, where he's very solid from the backhand. He takes everything early. Great from both sides and great stamina.
And speaking of Djokovic, it just looks like another. He dropped the set to Nishikori, but nobody even thought anything of that. You just see that one going. You see that one going Djokovic's way, and you see the tournament kind of going Djokovic's way.
Joey, this is my call. Look out for Riley Opelka, 22-seeded American. Has not been tested yet. He can beat a guy like Djokovic with his serve. He could be tough to break.
So I have, as we're at 5-all here at a huge juncture in the match, but 2 serving 3 down a set. Mark Benjamin looking to hold at 5-all second serve. Oh,
Great
and Mars
play there by Mars.
poaching at the perfect time. There he is.
Great play
And a
by
nod and a smile from Mars. He's finally gotten himself into the match here. And do you notice perhaps the long layover here?
Yeah, could have helped the Benjamin team.
Exactly right. And Joey's lost a little bit of pop on his forehand.
Yep. The Benjamin Zaytouni team has been holding on Mark's serve.
The first serve is key. 35.
I like this matchup. Benjamin to Jack's forehand. It's been working so far.
Wow, and no doubt about it, the overhead from Jack Sit.
Jack
Matter-of-factly
being able to
doing it.
find that backhand.
30-all.
Very key there.
And always tough to do in doubles.
Yeah, especially with Mars playing Australian. It's a great shot there by Jack.
All about the angles. 30-all here. Huge point here on the second serve of Mark. huge return and approach, a little saber action there
Mm-hmm.
from Joey Dweck, and it's worked every time that he's done it. And
Joey is probably the best net player in this tournament. I think by far.
he hasn't missed.
Mm-hmm. Just a lot of reach there. Big point here.
First serve wide, break point here to go up 4-2 for Joey and Jack, and to kind of put this match away. Oh, and just not good
Ooh.
enough of a lob effort from Mark. Jack puts it away. A break for them. 4-2, and it's just relies on a hold each, and we'll be done here in probably about an hour overall. So, Charles, you brought up Opelka. We'll talk about him quickly. I've watched him play a bunch of times, most recently at the New York Open, the ATP 250
Really?
matchup. Yeah, that's right. And
When was that?
About 2 years ago, I would say. I was with my little brother, and Riley hit him a signed tennis ball,
That's
which
great.
we have sitting in his room. Oh,
Wow, what
and
a
that is
gorgeous
just the
vibe.
most nonchalant, beautiful touch drop volley from Jack. For a guy that's trying to get to the U.S. Open, Jack is just as relaxed as he can be, playing
Yeah.
tremendous tennis. Not even
Actually
breaking
got
a sweat.
fined $10,000 for bringing a pink bag. Had a lot to say about it. I think
Oh, just long. 5-0.
got fined $10,000, Joey, for bringing a pink tennis bag.
Who's that?
Belpelka.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure he wasn't thrilled.
Was not thrilled. Had
That
a lot.
is
Had a lot to say about it too.
I wouldn't want to piss that guy off. He's a big man, and he serves really, really hard. The question is, Charles, that you have with these tall, big serving Americans, obviously John Isner comes to mind, is their
think-
best chances in the indoor during the indoor season.
I think you are right.
Wow,
Good
what a
point,
point
great
there.
Great point.
35, huge point. Mark doing everything that he can, but Joey,
One more
when he
thing
closes in on
about
the net, it's
Opelka
almost
is
over.
compared him and Isner, his backhand is 100 times better than Isner's, and his return game is better. So they have a similar serve. Isner's probably a little bit better, but Opelka's ground strokes are a lot stronger. So I think that gives him a shot.
And do we know who Riley's next match is against?
I will look it up.
I don't know. I'm always hesitant getting excited about American tennis players.
You are right. He plays Harris. He beat Shapovalov.
Yes, Lloyd Harris.
Wow.
Oh, just
Wow.
textbook there.
Joey,
Joey cannot be
Joey
defeated
looking
at the
like
net.
a magician out there.
Oh, it's not even worth playing if you're going to let Joey come up to the net.
Yeah.
45, 4-2, 1 set to love. And
Joey
it's getting
just
late early here.
controlling the net.
Lloyd Harris, another guy I watched in France, actually, at the French Open, playing Federer. He is a good player. Just missed, the long, flowing South African hair. Curly
He has the long hair, right?
Yep, that's right. Nice kid. Look forward to seeing what he can do.
Wow. Oh, no. Oh,
Oh!
what a point.
Tremendous
gorgeous
point,
point.
back and forth at the net. 5
Wow,
games to
volley,
2.
volley,
Sid and
volley.
Dweck, just volley after volley after
Looked
volley.
like a pickleball point
Yeah,
there.
it was unbelievable there. Wherewithal from Jack and Mark, just going back and forth with each other. And like we said, getting late early, 5 games to 2 here at Roseld
Better
Court.
text Elias to get off the practice courts.
Charles is calling it from now. We're probably 1 or 2 games away from the end of the match here. And Joey and Jack finally taking a seat. It's like the first time we see him sitting on the bench. They've been so excited to get going. And just right on cue, Jack gets up right away.
I see a small sweat on Jack's arm.
Do you?
First one in 4 hours.
Yeah, first one since we started the tournament. Jack has not broken a sweat. He could just go to the U.S. Open like that. No need to shower. Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting remainder of the draw left in the absence of Nadal and Federer. The tournament's still living up to expectations. I look forward to seeing Jensen Brooksby maybe take 1 set off Novak. I don't see it happening, but
I don't like the matchup. I do not like the matchup for Brooksby.
No, I
Against
mean,
Novak, you need to be offensive. Brooksby is more of a counterpuncher. Djokovic is just going to eat him up on his own game. Djokovic, there's no better counterpuncher than Novak.
yeah,
So
and the one guy, I always say this on our broadcast. The one guy's the serve misses from Morris in a must-hold game serving to stay alive in this match, in this semifinal.
Joey making
That's
quick
Joey
work.
just coming right up. The one guy that always gave Novak a hard time, Stan Wawrinka, not in the tournament anymore. I was at a match 2 years ago on Arthur Ashe Stadium
Wawrinka Djokovic.
where
Wow.
Wawrinka played Djokovic in the 4th round, and Wawrinka was destroying Djokovic. He blew him off the court the first 2 sets, and down a break in the 3rd, Novak retired from the match to a sea of booze from the Ashe Stadium crowd. I was there. I was booing him.
Really?
It's no secret. I'm not a big Djokovic guy.
Mhm.
I'm a huge Wawrinka guy, as we're at 5-all here.
Believe it or not, another guy with a winning record against Djokovic, not too many can say that, is Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah, that's right. And Nick Kyrgios is very outspoken
Yeah.
in his hatred for Novak.
Nick Kyrgios seems to only try against Djokovic.
Unfortunately, Kyrgios going down in the first
Yeah.
round this year is just a booming forehand return from Joey. Joey teeing it up, and we had said before earlier in the set and earlier in the match that these guys have been having trouble with the slower second serve of Morris Tuni. They're
I think
dialed
that
in
ship
now.
has sailed, Joe.
Exactly right. Exactly right. They're dialed in now. 5:30, 2-5, 2-6.
I think the Zaytouni Benjamin team needed to make a couple more adjustments. But listen, they're a pretty new team, so
Oh, and double match point, double semifinal point to get to the championship here for Joey and Jack. We're at the 56-minute mark, and I think Hector started the clock a little early. So, double match point, and quick work here.
I gotta say, if the Dwexit team makes the finals, whoever they play, it's gonna be a great matchup.
These guys look like a powerhouse. Have
Yeah.
yet to be broken, and you can't really win if you don't break.
That's a crazy stat, Joey. Have yet to be broken in 2 matches.
And it's doubles tennis.
Yeah.
As the return goes long, one more match point here.
Don't mean to toot the own horn, but I think the best 3 teams are still remaining right now.
Respect the call. Let's see what we got. Expecting a blockbuster in the second semi. And you see Mars, he's right there on that first serve, but it might just be too little, too late.
Okay.
Oh, and saves
All right.
2. That's 2 saved match points. We've been here before though. They forced deuce, and Jack and Joey turn it on.
Joey, what's your thoughts on the scoreboard? First tournament to ever run a scoreboard here at the Roseld Court.
Big fan of the scoreboard. My only concern here is whether Victor can see it on his view from the roof. As Mark's volley just goes long, another match point here, the 3rd for Jack and Joey. They're looking to make quick work of this. And
I would have loved to see the bigger numbers being the games and the smaller numbers being the point.
Is that true? Is that so?
That's just my personal preference.
I don't know.
I feel like the point, the game score is more important.
Oh, wow. Oh, and on match point.
Match point.
Just into the top of the
Staying
net.
alive.
Good job by Morris at the net. Just playing calm and collected, even under the utmost pressure. Charles, I think I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one.
Really?
I just think of the scoreboards that I've seen, especially notably Ashe and Chatrier, and the points score is always bigger than the game score.
I'll tell you why I disagree. I think you're right in theory, but
And another match point coming up here for
most
Joey and
casual
Jack.
tennis fans here, I think, just want to know the game score, where their head's at,
I hear you.
and
I hear
they
you.
may be able to readjust to the.
At more of an amateur tournament,
Correct.
you want more of an amateur scoreboard.
Correct.
I understand. Tournament coordinator Charles Sackett here with us in the booth. Match point here for Jack Sid and Joey Dweck. Everyone always a little more tentative on match point.
Wow, Mark with a nice volley there.
Oh, and
cannot
Joey
hit it,
puts it
Joey.
away. Game, set, and match.
Okay.
6-2, 6-2, double break in both sets. Just a tremendous showing from Jack and Joey.
As they steamroll to the finals.
A steamroll. And now, Charles, will say goodbye to you as you prepare for your semifinal match coming up. Just a blockbuster performance here from Jack and Joey. love to see what we saw sitting next to Joey's father, Jack, and his uncle Seymour. I don't even know what's going on here, but we're gonna try and get an interview. Just a beautiful, well played match. 6-2, 6-2, completely dominant for Joey Dweck, who told us before the match that he wasn't going to the U.S. Open tonight because he might have a game tomorrow. It looks like he does in the morning. Just a tremendous. Okay, we're gonna try and get an interview here with Joey. As the court's getting swept. That was the best shot of the tournament so far, talking about the rip down the line into the alleyway. Joey, Victor wants us to get an interview.
Not up there.
No, down here, on the court. Where's Vic? Vic! We got Joey D. And Joey Dweck finishing up the congratulations. Just a dominant performance from Joey and Jack. Joey, welcome, and wanted to start off with the congratulations on a well-played semifinal match. And we were talking about it on the broadcast, but I can confirm, he is sweating a little bit. He is sweating.
We got it. You can see the color difference over here.
We
Boom,
were
boom.
wondering if he had broken his sweat all tournament. It looks like he has. Joey, just a dominant performance again from you and Jack. First, I guess, tell us how this team came together. How do we get that team?
So, first of all, Jack made it to the finals last year of this same tournament on this court with Gabe Abadie. For some reason, Gabe decided to switch up his partner.
Big
No
mistake.
explanation there. We're still waiting on one. Gabe, if you want to shed some light on that. At least I don't know what happened. Maybe Jack does.
You guys
But,
showed them in the last match.
I'm thankful that he did, really. Jack, unbelievable partner. Guy's setting me up, shot after shot, point after point. Really makes it easy out there.
A lot of
The New York fans.
Yeah, say something about your family that showed up. Your father, Jack, your uncle Seymour, and others.
Did they get on the broadcast?
They didn't want to get on the broadcast.
Got to get him on the
Seymour
broadcast,
was
Joe. You
afraid
got to
that
get him on the
that fans would
broadcast.
come for him if we put a mic on him. Seymour
Nah,
was a little worried.
Listen, they were here before the match even started. I think they got here before Benjamin even got here. So that just shows you the kind of support we got from the family and friends. Really appreciate all of it. Heck, we'll be out of your way in a minute, unless Joe wants to ask any other questions. But really, the support is unbelievable.
Joe, just wanted to congratulate you again. You told us before the match that you weren't going to go to the U.S. Open tonight because you might have a match tomorrow. And now
I didn't say might.
No, you didn't. He tried to keep the cockiness to a minimum, but he did not say might. He has a match tomorrow. And just quickly about the next semifinal, Charles and Isaac against Elias and Jeff. Any thoughts there? Any preferred?
It's going to be unbelievable. I don't want to play either of those teams. Nobody does. Sack Assassin, the defending champs, Elias and Jeffrey. You don't even need to speak about it. These guys are top of the top, unbelievable from the backcourt and from the net. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good one. Stay tuned.
And I guarantee you nobody wants to play Joey Dweck and Jack Sid. Haven't been broken on serve yet this whole tournament. It's been a joy to watch. Two dominant performances, and we looking forward to seeing another one tomorrow. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bids by Vic.
And we're joined quickly here by Jack Sitt. Jack, a friend of the program, a broadcaster in his own right. Jack,
Do I
just
need this thing?
Nah, you just need the mic.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, let's see, right there.
Perfect.
Jack, you've been a broadcaster for a tennis tournament just a couple short weeks ago. Now you're playing in one. You're in the finals. You're with Joey Dweck. He told us how the team came together. A little bit of a snub on your part, a finalist, and you took it out on him in the last match. Now you're playing today. Unbelievable. Yet to be broken, either of you. Just putting together two dominant performances back to back. What do you have to say about the way you guys have been playing?
First of all, Gabe deserves the abuse. All of it. All of the abuse. He deserves all of it. We made it to the finals last year, and we lost. And he wasn't ready for a comeback, so he had to be punished a little bit. Had to punish him.
And
Had to punish
Jack didn't hesitate at all to punish him in the
was
last
fun.
match. 6-2, 6-3, just
was
a
fun.
dominant performance. Right when we thought in the second set that they were getting back into it, you guys put it away.
Yeah.
Jack, we hear.
But I
from-
love Gabe. I
Yeah,
love
of
Gabe.
course.
He's one of my best friends.
Of course.
Just a little friendly fire.
And we're hearing from the crowd that perhaps you're going to the U.S. Open today. Is that?
I'm going. That's why we played so early.
And
So I think part of the advantage was just being able to get to the court early. You know, it's when you have an 8:30 game, everybody tends to show up at 8:15. We were here 7:15. We were warming up. We were doing our thing. It was nice.
Work ethic. Work
Yep,
ethic
all
is
about
key.
the work ethic.
It's
Get
key.
warmed up, focused, prepared, have a strategy in mind. And you know, from that broadcast in the finals 2 weeks ago or last week or whatever it was, to be in the booth and not be on the court was making me angry. As much fun as it was, and I had a great time. Heads up, I wanted to be on the court. I wanted to be in the finals, and now I got my revenge. I'm playing angry.
Here you go, playing with a little bit of extra motivation. Being in the booth with me, bumping you up. That's how it goes. So we got a semifinal match coming up next. Tomorrow you're going to play either Charles and Isaac, who you have a history with.
Yeah.
You played against them last year
They
in the
slapped
finals.
us.
Yeah, you played against them last year in the final, or you're going to play Jeffrey and Elias. Jeffrey, who won the center court tournament
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago.
This should be the finals.
Anything you want to you're looking forward to in this match? Any preferred opponents? I know you want some revenge against Isaac and Charles.
I don't have any preferred opponents. Once the trophy's sitting in your bedroom, it doesn't matter
Doesn't
who you
matter.
beat. It's as long as you get it. But Sack and Sass are a tough team to beat. They play with each other all year. They have the chemistry, and you know, Jeffrey and Elias, don't get me wrong, amazing and incredibly skilled, but they got to steal one. I think they got to steal one. I think Sass and Sack have the upper hand. They're just
Okay.
strategically so hard to beat. In my mind, maybe I'm just a little bit shell-shocked and
Okay.
scarred.
We'll see. We'll see next. Any matches you're looking forward to seeing at the Open today? I know you got Medvedev on Ash.
You
got
know,
Schwartz
today's
on
not the
Armstrong.
greatest day to go, but I might go a little late and then stay for the night match. Tiafoe
Tiafoe
and
Shea
Felix.
Aliassime.
Yeah, he is incredible.
Yeah.
The French Canadian, he's an athlete. He's got a clean game. Tiafoe's got that American swagger.
You know the crowd's going to be behind
Oh
Tiafoe
my
tonight.
God,
Yeah.
for sure. But it's gonna be fun to watch. Two young guns going at it. They both got cannons
Yeah.
and a lot of.
Firepower.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah.
of firepower. I'm actually thinking about going tonight myself. I got to convince my wife, but I think
Shouldn't be too hard.
I think I'm going
Shouldn't
to
be too hard.
make an appearance because the weather's not so nice. It might not be such a
This
beach
is
day.
perfect
We-
U.S. Open weather.
Yeah, exactly.
It's screaming U.S. Open Labor
Exactly.
Day weekend. Nothing going on tomorrow.
Exactly. So looking forward. Maybe we'll meet up at the Open. We'll see you
Awesome.
there.
I love
Looking forward, Jack. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Dominant
Thank you,
dominant
thank you, thank you. I'll
victory.
see you tomorrow.
I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jack.
it. Thanks.
We're wrapping up here after the first semifinal. Joey Cohn along with Victor Dweck, who's up in the roof behind the camera that you're looking on. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be starting the second semifinal. Charles Saka and Isaac Sasson against Jeffrey Sutton and Elias Abadi. All parties are here in just a few minutes. Thank you very much.